Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this brand new episode of the Space City Sports Talk Podcast.
H-Town Triller Sports Talk Podcast.
Astros edition. This is SCST Mar, aka Marco Alvarado, alongside the co-host.
This is SCST Corb, aka Corben Carter-Dixon. What's up, people? And we are back. Your boys are back. The mics are back. We're talking smack.
Baby. And are we really talking smack? 2-5.
Should be 3-5, but you know we gonna go further.
No, not even. No, sir.
3-4, actually. You mean?
No, we shouldn't have a losing record. Period.
Yeah, but it's the same. It's the same old stuff that we always do.
What?
Mark.
It's what? 8 games in. 3-5.
It's 7. 8 games in.
3-5. Okay.
But 2-5. We're 2-5.
Oh yeah,
which
we're
really
2-5.
should be
What
really
the
should be
heck?
3-4.
Like I'm telling you,
through 7 games.
We should be having a winning record. We should be at least 5-2.
But if you think about it,
5-2.
Yes, 5-2 specifically. 2 of those games against the Yankees were definitely winnable.
We could have won all 3 of them,
or 4.
That's what I'm saying.
But at the same time, though, let's be real here. New year, new challenge, same old Astros. Guess what? This is the one thing that always remains the same. We always start off slow,
dude. This is starting off slow.
Obviously, this is the worst start we've had in the 8 going on
since
8
2016.
Yes. And let's be honest here. No team that has started 0-4, except for the Atlanta Braves in 2021, where technically one of their games was canceled against the Nationals, but they started off 0-4. Those guys went all the way to the World Series.
Yeah,
and the unfortunate thing
they gave us a master lock slap on our own home turf at Minute Maid Park. What is up with Minute Maid? What is up with Minute Maid?
A place where we thought that we're unstoppable at, basically.
Dude, that used to be grand Minute Maid Park for the Astros. Yeah, now
it's graveyard Minute Maid Park.
Ooh, I like that. I really do. But S-O freaking B, man, this is ridiculous. And then relieving runners in scoring position. Oh, yeah. Bases loaded. Can't get a run in. Sorry, baby. Do apologize. Respectfully. But it's actually disrespectful because we can't get no one across home plate for some reason at Minute Maid Park.
Most importantly.
Oh, but God forbid, if we were on the road to start off the season, oh my gosh, everything would have been flipped around and we probably would be having a winning record. Think about it. About it.
First of all, it's always good to have a winning record, whether you start at home or whether you start on the road. It doesn't matter because
the Angels have a better record than us. They're in first place of the division, tied for first place, alongside the Dallas Rangers. Yes, I'm calling them Dallas.
The powerless Rangers, as I like to say.
Well, yeah. Hang on. Seattle's third. We are, second last, 2-5, and good old Las Vegas. Or should I say Oakland or Sacramento is 1-6.
They did try to put out a lease, for them to in Oakland, right?
That's not our problem.
I know it's not our problem, but
that's not our problem. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't realized already, this is going to be about the opening homestand, basically. The New York Yankees came into town for the first series of the 2024 season. 4-game series, as I should say, Thursday through Sunday. And boy, you won't believe what happened there in that 4-game series. Corb, you said it to me before we started recording. Karma is just an SOB. Is karma catching up to us whenever we swept the Yankees in the playoffs and in the year 2022? Because think about it. They relatively almost have the same roster as they did a couple seasons ago.
You really only added one additional
That's
person.
it.
Well, actually, 2 additional pieces. 3. Better yet, go 3 additional
even then, they still got the same core.
And I'll say the same.
The core.
Yes, and I keep the same.
That rhymes with whore. SCST whore to be exact. Jorge Ramos, shout out to you, brother.
Yeah, shout out to you, whore. By the way, the thing is this, Marco, and it's the same thing that I've said about the Yankees, really, for the past God knows decade. You can break all the offensive records, that you can put up with, but guess what? That pitching is going to be the most important thing. And to be honest with you, after seeing that 4-game sweep by the Yankees, I'll be honest, that was their World Series right there. And that's
you want to talk about a slap in the freaking mouth? That was a slap in the freaking mouth.
That was their World Series. And
as what me and SCST Rob would say, do you want a slap in the mouth? I'd watch it if I were you. Literally. and the Astros got backhanded at Minute Maid Park in their own crib.
Front hand and slap.
Whatever happened to defending home turf? Whatever happened to protect this house? Whatever happened to that? It's like we won the World Series on home turf, and after that, everything just went downhill. Had the same roster relatively from 2022 in 2023. Relatively.
2021 too.
Well,
you just switched some pieces.
That's it. And we couldn't win a home game in the playoffs except for the ALDS game 1 against Minnesota.
I'll just say Minnesota was an automatic give me.
But they still beat us at home. We had to play an extra game in Minnesota. Granted, we beat them in Minnesota.
Which I knew we was going to win on the road. Because
Dallas Rangers coming to town, smacked us silly first 2 games. We go to Mimic.
Smack them silly in
We go to Mimic Maid Park.
Mimic Maid.
The bootlegged Minute Maid Park in Dallas, which looks like a freaking grill that you see at the local academy or Bass Pro Shops. Literally beat them on their home turf, which is apparently the worst field to play on according to the MLB players, because they did an after-season survey and they don't like the turf and the dirt. I don't freaking know, and I don't freaking care because I'm not there every freaking day. I like how I'm at Minute Maid. My point being is we beat them 3 games.
Nobody cares about none up 45 North.
Hang on.
So
we beat them. Well, that's true. Preach. Gospel. This is what I'm doing. I'm laying some gospel on these people that are listening right now. SCST Nation, let the final boss give you some gospel. As I was saying.
And I'll be the tribal chief sitting here listening.
Oh, Rob is not going to be happy about that. But anyways.
I don't care.
Anyways, we beat them 3 games. All 3 games on the road. All freaking game. Literally. We came back from one of them. Granted, because Dusty Baker got ejected and our current manager today, Joe Espada, made some in-game adjustments that should have been made a long time ago. And look what happened. Jose Altuve home run. We win the game in the 9th because Ryan Presley surprisingly didn't blow a lead.
Oh, here you go.
Then we come back to Minute Maid Park, Grand Minute Maid Park to be exact. We're thinking we just need one freaking game.
We just need one good game out of Fromber.
Oh, really?
He managed to get through 5 innings, but I'm like, dang, they got to him.
Fromber needs to worry about the game instead of sliding into these Houston girls' DMs.
Better yet, go see the.
And at that time, he wasn't himself.
Of course,
because he was worried about some other stuff. Yeah, I know a lot of things actually, but I'll tell you after we stop recording. But anyways, we lose in the ALCS Game 7. When have I seen that before? Jeez, losing in the ALCS on home turf? 2018 against the Red Sox.
In 5 games.
Oh my gosh. Where else have I seen us lose in the ALCS?
At home,
apparently, quote unquote.
Don't if you want to include 2020.
We were the home team. Yeah. But God forbid, if we're the home.
Rays had the best record that year.
Oh, that's right. But either way, we still lost in the ALCS. Granted, pandemic season, we're in the freaking bubble, quote unquote, in San Diego, Petco Field. Shout out to all my people in San Diego, but what the heck? Like, what is up with that? And then we go to the WS21, lose, get Master Lock slapped on home turf again. What is up with us losing on home turf?
I'll be honest with you. That was written on the wall saying since 1995.
So what happened 2022? What happened? Did the Astros finally say, look, enough is enough. I'm tired of getting B-word slapped across my home turf. I'm going to protect this house, and I will.
Well, mainly because, it was really Dusty Baker's last straw. I'll say it like that, in which, he either delivers this title or he's gone, basically.
Yeah, and he delivered the title, and look what happened. The same result that happened years prior.
Like we always do. It's like we win one, we lose one, we go back to it, we lose that.
Actually, this happened a long time ago. You know when this first started happening?
To 05?
No, 2019. World Series.
I was really about to go back to 05.
We couldn't win a freaking game on home turf. In the World Series. Again, God forbid, if we were on the road, it would have been a whole different story. bigger ballpark, bigger walls, and we're hitting the ball lights freaking out.
Offense can't.
Dude, come on.
I'll say it like this: offense could can catch fire on the road, but then it's like when it's at home, it's like dead silence.
Listen, I've been keeping this in since last week because I was at Thursday game, Friday game. They didn't go Saturday, had something to do. Sunday game.
Yeah.
Hearing the Yankees fans say, "Let's go Yankees," and waving bye to the people of Houston, Texas, whenever they were leaving their freaking seats to leave the ballpark, that kind of made me upset. That really grinded my gears. Do you really think I want to see that?
I'll be honest. It was better when we were waving off of y'all field after we swept y'all on the road. So,
but it's like you said earlier, before we started recording, karma is an SOB. Whatever happened to We Won Houston? Dallas shot that down real quick because they said the same thing, and we gave them Houston. Oh, yeah, we really did. And we lose on home freaking turf.
Yeah, and
they go on to win the WS. I should have been our WS because we would have beat
the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yes, 100%.
And I'll be honest, I'm sick. I'll be honest. Once that whole confetti came down and all that stuff, I swear I was already tired of. There's one specific Rangers fan that did say, "I'm getting tired of all these Houston Astros fans," and I'm thinking to myself, well, I said, this is the first time y'all ever been relevant. We've been on top for 7 years. I said, can y'all do what we do within 7 years? I don't think so.
Lord knows what's going to happen.
This is just the beginning, dude. That's all I'm saying.
So
it's 7 games.
So look, but I'll tell you one.
We start slow every single time.
I will tell you one thing.
The streak is coming.
In the MLB right now, the lowest ERA, which is the best ERA
is
in the whole. Yes, as a whole starting pitching,
which I'm about to get into.
It's the Houston Astros
at a 1.29.
And what's crazy is the Astros had a lead this whole series, except for I think the Sunday game they were trailing, and then they ended up tying it, and then they blow the lead. Not to mention the Blue Jays come into town that Monday.
Ronel Blanco throws a no-hitter.
No freaking hitter by Ronel Blanco.
Saved the bullpen for the whole night.
Yeah, saved the bullpen. And you know what else? The Astros decided to explode for 10 runs. 10-0. 10-0.
I don't want to hear nothing about the 10-run curse thing, because we kind of like killed that last season.
Really?
Because remember.
So then what happened the second game?
No, just think about it. Remember last year when we was just basically fighting for the division, basically trying to keep up with the Rangers. Remember we went on that streak scoring 10 runs, I think, back to back against the Rangers. So we killed that curse, all that stuff like that. But the thing that killed me during that second game is the bats died once again. And I'm thinking to myself, golly, I said, y'all can do this in the middle of the season, but when it comes to the beginning of the season, y'all catch cold feet and can't even hit to save our life whatsoever.
Cold feet. Friday night game? You want to talk about cold feet? How many errors? How many errors?
You mean how many walks?
Errors.
Oh, it was yeah.
Remember that one video that we took at the Rockets game?
Yeah.
And I was like, he's shacking the fool. What? He's shacking the fool.
What?
He's shacking the fool. And what'd you say? Embarrassing.
Yeah, embarrassing.
That was literally replaying in my freaking head the whole freaking night whenever I was there. Hell, even when I was watching the Friday Night Fireworks show. Do you think I'm a happy camper right now?
I was watching all my close.
When do I ever raise my voice on these shows?
Anytime there's a losing season, to start off.
Because it's embarrassing. How are the Houston Astros gonna go all in on a closer that blew a lead? I was just defending this man on the last episode, and he blows a freaking lead. What did he pay him? $98 million?
$95 million.
$95 million, and you can't hold a freaking lead? You only needed one more freaking out. One more. Now it's making me look stupid because Ryan Presley should have been in. Well, how do we know if he wasn't gonna load the bases or not?
The man only had 4 pitches, Marco. Yeah. I mean, come on, you could have said. Think about it.
That's the other side of the coin. That's the other side of the coin.
No, don't even go there. Look, through these first few games, you see that Josh Hader is actually being used almost every single game.
I'm not gonna lie, he really has been. He didn't pitch that Friday night.
And don't get me wrong, he's usually used to that, whatsoever, stuff like that. But I would have gave him a break that day in case. If Ryan Presley would have saved that game, basically, period, because he was only on 4 pitches, Marco. That's all I'm saying. Just for that one game, Ryan, you go look at the stat. Ryan Presley only had like 4 pitches.
Right, and that was in the 8th inning.
Yes, only 4 pitches. So you could at least save Josh Hader for the next day in case. So that way, once we won that game, we would be 3-4. 3-4.
We shouldn't even be 3-4.
We should be probably undefeated somehow.
No. I would have given the Yankees 2 games.
Okay, 2 games. The hell with it. We should be 5-2.
I would have given the because we should have swept Toronto.
I'll be honest, we should have swept the Yankees because all those games were really winnable. They
were. We had a lead in all of them except for the Sunday game. And even at the Sunday game, we tied it up. We just couldn't get a run across.
Then, of course, we had crazy umpiring that are so blind they need a new prescription, in which I know that Dupont was not even touched.
I'll tell you one thing. Framber pitched a very good game.
7 innings. He came back. Yeah.
Javier pitched good innings. I'm talking about these past couple of starts.
His velocity wasn't there, but at the same time, he managed to get through 5 innings of shutout baseball for real.
Game 3 starter. Who was that? Refresh my memory.
Game 3 starter. Oh, Ronel Blanco. It was
against the Yankees.
Oh, against the Yankees. Hunter Brown. Hell of a game.
Yeah, on national television.
Yeah,
and hell of a game. Bounce back. Cool. Sunday, JP France.
Very good. The whole rotation did well.
And it's like we said last episode. Who came in and just blew it all up?
Obviously, the 7th inning was
our
Ryan
freaking bullpen.
Yeah, the whole bullpen basically. And I kept telling you this specifically. I don't always expect Josh Hader, to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. Only the man above is perfect. We're always gonna see a lead. Where it's like where we should have won, and then Josh Hader. It's a prime example. I don't know how. I know who Schneider was. He was I know he came up late with the Blue Jays last season and caught fire.
Look, my thing is, if it was a star player, somebody that's known on the team,
I'll understand.
Yes, 100%.
But a guy.
But if you're a known closer going up against somebody that hasn't had a freaking I had to stop
whole
myself.
Season.
That no All-Star, no street cred in the MLB, basically.
He came up last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Schneider, yeah.
So let me get this straight. We can get out Vladimir Guerrero Jr. We can get George Springer. We can get out Bo Bichette. These people that are known on the team, but
because I ain't gonna lie, I swear,
homeboy in some goggles decides to take Josh Hader out of all people, freaking deep. Yeah.
And I believe it was a high fastball.
Oh yeah.
The high fastball he usually elevates.
And where's the velocity at, Corb? This is your closer. This is the person you've been dying to have since 2021. Oh, but God forbid if it was Mars closer, everybody would have been freaking going crazy, getting on my case whenever I was right. I was right the whole time. I've been right the whole freaking time.
Oh, God, you back on your Aroldis Chapman take again.
Yes. He won a World Series. He won a World Series and he was a free agent.
And Jordan was torturing his ass last year.
Okay, that's fine. But if he was on the Astros, he wouldn't be torched.
God, Lord, you really think Aroldis Chapman is gonna save this team? Is gonna save this bullpen?
I'll put it like this.
Where would you? Maybe I'll ask you this: if we had to trade for him, which he probably is. Well, actually, he really is trade bait being on the Pirates anyway. So if we had to trade for him, what inning would you put him in? Go ahead.
The 7th, 8th. Possibly 9th.
But the 6th inning is the biggest killer.
Hello. You can literally insert Aroldis Chapman into this bullpen easily. You want to know why? Because not only would he have Brian Abreu, not only do you have America's closer, quote unquote, Ryan Presley, which is America's setup man, my setup man. You have Josh Hader, which is your closer apparently, that wants to blow a lead. And apparently he's been on this trend since he left San Diego. Yeah, Corb, you didn't want to mention that. But
no, it was wait.
But it's okay.
Wait.
It's okay.
It was 20. No,
think about it. I'll let you think about it.
I was about to say 2022 against the Phillies when he's still in Milwaukee. That's where it started.
Well,
I know.
Well,
I remember that.
Well,
closer. You almost made me say something I didn't want to say.
Say it.
Closers have their bad days.
Say it.
Closers have their bad days. I'm keeping it clean.
And how many bad days did Ryan Presley have whenever he was the closer?
And obviously I'm not going to go back and forth with you on that. Of course, it was more than people would know. But at the same time,
we literally listed it out on an earlier episode of Space City Sports Talk.
Besides, one game specifically I can remember the Baltimore Oriole game last season.
I remember the Pirates. They lost to the Pirates on a walk-off.
Oh, yeah, it's on the walk-off. Didn't we lose to the Tigers on a walk-off?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
In Detroit.
Oh, my goodness.
Where it was very winnable.
Actually, oh, my gosh. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. That's insane. Oh my gosh. My point being is, if you insert Aroldis Chapman into this bullpen, you can easily put him in the 6th, 7th. Hell, maybe even the 8th. Depending on who's been used prior.
And depending on the matchup.
Exactly. His velocity still is there. That's consistent.
And you saying Josh Hader, the velocity is like...
Was it there?
Not that game.
Oh, okay.
Not that, I'll be honest. Not
okay.
that game.
Oh, okay.
But
well,
things are going to be tweaked.
Well, you better check your man.
Things going to be tweaked.
You better check your man. It's his fault we didn't sweep.
Should have left Ryan. You should have left Ryan Presley. Let him stay in that game.
Okay, but I still don't know, because Ryan Presley could have had. Yes, he's on 4 pitches. I get it. But how do we know he wasn't gonna give up a hit? How do we know he wasn't gonna walk more than what Hader walked?
We probably knew the walk or the hit was coming with Presley. But
what?
You heard what I said.
Oh, can you repeat it?
We probably knew the hit or the walk was coming. Now it depended on what type of hit it was gonna be. Was he gonna leave him at first, or was he gonna bring him to second? That's the question. And that's the thing. Depending on how far you hit the ball.
So let me get this straight. All these dweebs out here that wanted Ryan Presley as a closer this whole freaking time, and that were complaining that we got Josh Hader as a solidified closer, they wanted Ryan Presley to still be the closer, even though he's bound to give up a hit. You just said it. You have to expect it.
And that's just me taking my
analysis.
That's taking my Astro biases out of the scenario.
Right, but that's your analysis because you've seen it.
Yeah,
you've seen that movie.
Yeah,
you already know how it's gonna end. It's gonna end up with somebody getting on base. The Astros had a turn 2 with Josh Hader. Look, I understand he walked somebody. That's okay. That's fine.
And he's every pitcher walks somebody, really, to be honest with you. And that's the other thing. That's the main thing with the just not with the bullpen in general, but that's just with our whole pitching. I think far as, based on stats that I've looked up, I believe we're 3rd in giving up walks at 17. Then on the bright side of things, we mentioned the starting rotation. The starting rotation has really been doing their job.
Beautiful. Actually. And then Verlander's going to start a freaking rehab and
probably 2 games.
And on the Sunday.
Yeah, I wish I was there. And the thing is that we're really the best starting rotation through these 7 games, actually, because at first going into that game we were at a 1.46. After that game with Javi, although he didn't have his best up but still made through 5 innings of shutout baseball, we actually ended up being with a 1.29, and
we lost. What good is that
with a losing record?
Well, what good does that do that if it's losing records? What is the point of having these?
Then to go even further down the stat line, as far as the starters go, we have a WHIP of 1.02. An opposing batting average, which is we holding batters to 1.181, and obviously the Kansas City Royals they're at a 1.125, but that's a young pitching staff.
The Royals. You're telling me the team that almost got kicked out of their city because they didn't want to pay for the stadium, but they ended up getting it anyways, are having a better turnout than the Astros right now.
As far as starting rotation,
Jesus. Well, they have wins to back it up. Yeah. Because what good is if you're going to have your starting pitchers are doing phenomenal.
I mean, and then they're technically still 4th in their division, but they got 3 wins out of it.
What's their record?
It's 3-4. They're 4th.
Are they playing right now?
Let's see.
Let's get a fact check. As of this recording,
they played today against the White Sox, the team that Chicago doesn't claim, 10-1.
They beat them?
10-1.
They beat them.
They beat the White Sox 10-1.
Shout out Maldi. I miss you, Maldi. Yadier Diaz is freaking hot right now, man.
By the way, I did also look up on MLB stat line. Yadier Diaz is second in the league. Is second in the American League with hits, behind.
I'm saying he's hot.
Of the Cleveland Guardians with 12.
Did you see that stat line that Yadier Diaz was the first person to catch a no hitter, and what was it? It was like something else.
First catcher to actually help catch a no-hitter while hitting 2 home runs in a game. Yeah.
That's history. And we did it on Space City Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I might hit up a game on Tuesday. That way I can get a $1 hot dog. You know what my record is?
What is it?
12. 2021. Man, that was a time. Obviously, I'm not in my...
Jesus Christ.
I'm not in my eating phase anymore, but hey...
I was gonna say the Maldi phase, but okay.
You are an SOB. Okay, you are like everybody else that despises Maldonado for some reason.
That's just me. That's just me. Like throwing my jokes out. I still love Maldi to death. Hell, I even have my Maldi jersey. Still got my Maldi jersey. So
I still got mine.
I love Maldi to death. But I always had to throw them food jokes in there because we already, it's like I said, just throw Maldi out a whole chicken and maybe he'll run faster, stuff like that. But it happened on certain occasions. I'd be like, oh yes, we lived and died with Maldi. Period. I don't care what anybody say. There was a pecking order before we could actually get to this situation in which we're now with Yainer, who is,
he's hot. He's probably one of the best hitters on the Astros right now.
Probably the best catcher.
Well, duh, he's the starting catcher.
I know. I'm just saying, like overall, it's the best starting catcher, and I pray when the All-Star ballot comes out
that he makes
he becomes the starting All-Star catcher.
Well, that's like a lot of stuff that we just unpacked in 28 minutes.
And then to also add on to it more.
Corb, go ahead. Yeah, I got to recollect over here because, man, it felt good blowing up a lot of steam. But Go ahead. Hit me. Hit them with the gospel.
And then also it's like, far as like Christian Javier's stat line, from what I also did from like Fangraphs and StatMuse and stuff like that. Since 2020, Christian Javier has actually had on this team the lowest opposing batting average.
That's solid.
Holding, which is at a 1.98, and guess who he comes in between? Corbin Burns at a .196 and Brandon Woodruff at a .202.
That's impressive. But what does he have to show for it?
The man's won a World Series. The man's helped.
I mean, like right now, what does he have to show
through these two starts?
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing right now
because they lost these games. Yeah, you see what I mean? Like, what is the point
outside of the win that he got the other night?
Well, I mean, yeah, but still, what good does it do to have your talent doing what they're supposed to do, and you have no wins to back it up? That's my point.
One guarantee they're gonna light up against the Rangers.
Lord knows.
In Mimic Made Park.
Lord knows. Speaking of that, let's take a look at this. At the first road series.
Because our next 7 of the 10 games are going to be against the Rangers.
Correct. So they start off in Dallas with a 4-game series, Friday through Monday, all on prime time. That's what it's looking like: 7:05, 6:05, 6:10, and 7:05. Then they go to Kansas City for 3 games. They come back to Grand Minute Maid Park on April the 12th to face the Rangers again. And then Atlanta comes into town, and then they have an off day on the 18th.
And I believe by that time, Justin Verlander will probably be back by that time the Atlanta series comes in.
I mean, it would be a huge help right now, but, I mean...
Right now, the young core is,
the young core is holding its own, but it's the freaking bullpen. Well, I guess you could say this. Somebody is going to be... From the starting rotation, they're going to be going back into the bullpen. So, that'll help out a lot, but that's still, like, the shit.
Depending on who it is. Depends on who it is.
I don't know, man. I really don't know. I'm not happy about any of it. I'm not. I mean, look, the Yankee series, lost 4-5, lost 1-7 because of errors, and they just blew it out the water. Lost 3-5, lost 3-4, and then 10-0. And then we lose 1-2. And then we win 8-0.
Then we win 10-0.
No, I already said that.
Oh, sorry about that. I thought you was mentioning.
So God only knows how this series against the Rangers are going to go. I'm not scared of them, but it's like, well, godly, like, if we can hit in their park, good.
Just win. Just hold. Basically, I'll say it like this. Once you get the lead and we get to the 6th and the 7th inning, just do your job. That's it. Just hold on for dear life.
It's Cody Bradford versus Hunter Brown.
A guy that I'll be honest, Cody Bradford, I believe, is one guy me and some associates of mine have debated on X. That
he's 1-0 with a 3.60 ERA with 6 strikeouts. Hunter Brown is 0 for 0, 0 wins, 0 losses, 0 ERA, 5 strikeouts.
I believe we can get to Cody Bradford, to be honest with you, especially with Jordan because I know that I've heard that people said Cody Bradford is due for probably a big year this year, but some people even believe that he should be in the Astros uniform, to be honest.
Apparently, look at these stats. Jose Abreu is batting 250 against Bradford. Bregman's batting 250 against Bradford. Pena's batting 333, and Tucker's batting 500 against him.
And what's Jordan's stat line against him?
0. He's only had one at bat against them.
And was it that playoff game?
I want to say yes.
The one where we thought the ball was out and Tavares.
Hey, and it's a national televised game on Apple TV. So deal with that information as you may.
Main thing I have to say is that out of this whole situation is the offense has to find a better approach, and the bullpen has to learn how to leverage the 6th and the 7th inning. I'm going to keep saying that. The bullpen as a whole, yes, I understand. They have to, clean up their mess. I get it. But when I'm looking into detail about it,
one of the best bullpens in the MLB, and they're looking like freaking frauds.
And I believe we got the third
worst. Like, dude, come on.
I think we got the third worst ERA as far as the bullpen.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
and it shows because look at the record.
Yeah.
I know it's only freaking, 7 games?
Yeah, 7 games.
But man, oh man, we're looking like some sellers, and it's kind of embarrassing.
You would throw the term sellers in there.
We are. You can't even deny it.
No, I'm not denying it at all. It's just I understand what you're trying to lead to as far as saying sellers.
It is what it is. It is what it is. I don't know. But it's only the beginning. We're only in April. It's fine. We got time.
We always start off slow. I'm going to keep saying that. But the streak is coming.
Listen, are you hitting panic yet?
No.
Okay.
I'm not hitting panic yet because I know the streak is coming. The streak is coming. That's for sure.
Hey, Jeremy Pena finally hit his first home run since July.
July 25th specifically. I'll be honest with you.
The man-child had risen.
Yes, the man-child had risen. He went 4 for 5 with 2 homers, a double. And I'll be honest, Jordan could have had, a 5 or a 6 hit game, because I believe that fifth hit, one of those hits he had, it went straight. If it would have went up maybe a few more feet away, he probably would have had a 3-homer game that night
against Chris Bassett,
and who he has the most home runs against, which is 5. And I had watched the Julia Morales post game interview with Jordan, asking him about what Chris Bassett had said to him off the mound, and specifically through Jordan's translator. Bassett basically asked him what pitch can he throw to him where he can't hit it. Basically, Jordan just gave him just shook his head like none. No, just like
that's what happens when you're the man.
Basically, I mean, I understand people want to, bash, Jordan struggling struggling in the 2-hole, but I think that's a wake-up call right there that he's actually, he's blooming, starting to come around, so.
Yeah, because he used to hit up, 4, 3?
3 or 4, yeah. Because specifically, I think we always went Altuve, and then I believe Pena, then Jordan, and then Bregman, and then Tucker. Or you can flip it around sometimes. I'm going
to say this right now. Alex Bregman's gone. You could tell.
So it's a sensitive subject for me to talk about. But, yeah, I know.
Business so you better look up. You better look up who's going to be at third base because, man, oh, man.
Jose Ramirez.
That'd be nice.
I mean, it's just... Because you've heard me say this before, and it's like...
Are they going to re-sign Fromber? Are they going to re-sign Tucker and Javier? Because they're going to be free agents as well.
Something's got to give. I'll say that.
If Tucker doesn't get his act together, yeah, he's gone.
Well, you can replace an out. I'll be honest. It's easy. I hate to say that, but I think it's regular that you can replace an outfielder, but third basemen are like a dime a dozen to me.
I don't know. That's something we have to think about. Anything else you want to say about the Astros at the current state of the Astros, as I should say?
It's a start of hell, obviously, but things are going to turn around as the season goes on, because I mean the mayor. If you really want me to break down our division, the Athletics, they're out of the conversation. Their grave has already been made for them. So it's like they're gonna probably get a number 1 overall pick anyway. What's next? The Mariners. We knowing the Mariners, they always wait for second half magic. Every single time. They always start slow in the first half, but then they always try to pick up in the second half. So we already know what the Mariners are. The Angels might be pretenders to me.
Yeah.
It's like they start off hot now, but then once they start losing, I'm gonna be saying, y'all thought the Angels were gonna do something this year. You thought, as what Ron Washington said, they was gonna chase the West down. I guess that check might get bounced. So and the Rangers The Rangers are gonna get dealt with. That's for sure. They're gonna get dealt with because
way to start off the Lone Star series right now, like right away. Come on.
I wish we didn't start the Yankee series first. We could have started with anybody else just to get a warm up.
No, because they wanted their money. MLB wanted their money. That's why they won. That's why they put the Astros and the Yankees together.
Yeah.
But,
see how that happened.
Yeah. Well, Lord knows how this season's gonna pan out. All we can do is just sit back and watch it because we can't do anything about it. That's the ultimate truth. For being 100% honest here.
I believe I see us making some moves at the trade deadline.
Oh yeah, and I think I told you that too. I think like a couple weeks ago, I was like, dude, what? Mark my words, we're gonna freaking.
It's gonna be either an extra bat or.
It has to be pitching.
It's gonna be.
It has to be.
It's going to be pitching.
Well, I got nothing else.
I ain't really got nothing else either. All I can say is, just keep looking at the stars, guys, and then just keep
looking at the freaking stars.
Yeah, just keep looking at the stuff because it's about to be. The streak is coming, dude. The streak is coming.
All right.
It's coming.
Are you gonna mark your words?
Mark my words, the streak is coming.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this has been SCST Astros. I'm Marco Alvarado.
I'm Corben Carter-Dixon.
And we will see y'all next episode.
Holla.
Deuces.